So I'm going to go over signs and symptoms that you may be feeling or experiencing if you're spiritually awakening. And I'm going to start with my own experience when I had my tree cut down at my house. So the first sign is that you are connected to the elements of the earth. You feel drawn to trees. You feel drawn to plants and flowers, and you can actually energetically feel them. It's almost like you feel like they have a personality. So I had a tree in my backyard that was old and dying, and it was causing damage to my house, my roof, my retaining wall. And there were all these issues with it. When they cut it down, I cried. Like, I cried really hard. It was awful. So just like with my tree and actually feeling it as it was being removed from my home and feeling compassion and having like an emotional reaction and crying when it was being cut down, you'll do the same. You'll start to feel more connected to nature. The water, when it flows, like if you're by a river or the ocean, a lake, the water will sound different. You'll be able to hear more details in the sound. The air will smell different. You'll just notice that it smells lighter, and you'll notice other elements in the air and the scent, and then trees and flowers, and you'll just feel more drawn. Or like if you're walking on a trail and you touch the sand, you'll be able to feel that energetic pull in your hands. That's when you know you're spiritually opening up. The next one that's more common is the ringing in the ears, or feeling like a pressure, like a buzzing sound in your ears, or feeling pressure, almost like a numbing type headache feeling in your forehead right here. This is your third eye. That's the chakra that connects you spiritually and helps you awaken spiritually. And what's happening is that energy is coming through because you're opening up, your light is starting to shine, which is bringing stuff to you from spirit, like from the spiritual side. So your guides are connecting to you, which is why you're feeling the ringing in your ears, because you're being guided to intuitively connect to that feeling, to get that information that's coming through. Now, the right side of your body is the masculine energy, and the left side of your body is the feminine energy. So if you're feeling more ringing on one side versus the other, pay attention to that side of your body, because energetically there could be trapped trauma, and there could be something going on in your physical body that has you out of balance in your masculine and feminine, and something is coming through to bring awareness to that side of your body so you can connect to it. So if you're feeling more ringing on one side versus the other, it could be something spiritual coming through that's a masculine or a feminine energy. So it could be a loved one in spirit. It could be a guide. So pay attention to that and see what is coming through. If you have a loved one that you've been thinking about and you start to feel pressure in your ears, connect to that, because it could be them trying to come through to give you a message. Now, the one that holds us back the most, that is the one that delays our growth the most, that I see as a spiritual guidance coach, is when we see someone who's done a significant amount of suffering to us, whether it's an ex, it's a family member, someone that was abusive, we start to see their suffering, which helps us understand why they made us suffer, and we see them from a spiritual set of eyes rather than a 3D set of eyes. And we start to almost like have compassion for them. Like we go, oh, I get it. Okay. Oh, and then we start to like feel compassion for them, and then we release and we surrender and we heal from the suffering that they caused us, which if it was enough suffering, it may heal the physical body too, because we could have illness that manifested from the trauma that they caused us in the time that we were in their space and they were in our space. Now, here's where it delays our growth, because when someone hurts us, what's the first thing we do? We want them to hurt as much as they hurt us, right? Like, it's the first thing we think. We want to make sure that their next relationship is just as bad, and we sit back and wait so we can go, ha ha, see, they hurt too. Well, have fun with that, because your words and your thoughts towards others, when you're wishing bad karma on somebody, you're attaching yourself to that karma through your words and through your thoughts. So when you put that out there, it delays you as well, because now you've lowered your vibe to send a bad vibe to them, and it creates a cycle of energy that you now have to work through as karma comes back around and it cycles back into your life as well as into theirs. That's where you need to fully detach and come back to center and realize that whatever suffering they caused you, there was a spiritual purpose to it that you'll figure out later as you go through your process of growth. And then when you have that moment where you understand it, it'll be way more powerful and serve you way better than just watching them suffer and have bad karma. These are just a few of the many symptoms and signs that we have when we're spiritually awakening. So pay attention to your energy, because if it's shifting or changing or you're feeling off, something around you is transpiring, and you could be spiritually awakening, which could be one of the best things that ever happens to you, because it connects you to reality and it helps you manifest like the most awesome life you could ever imagine.